Welcome to Chapter 10 of A Dark Future Rising. Tonight I have with me Slip as Dr. Vitae and Wander as Wraith. Last time for these guys, they had just done a job for the... boy, I forgot their names. What are they called? Help me out.
The
The Sangre Banditos. So they are a gang located close to Madison's house and actually own her house. They had taken out the LAG's, a rival gang that had been encroaching on their territory. The biggest thing, they did this all successfully, got rid of the gang members. They were with Vindicator, and however, through their contact of Sadie Quinn, they realized that the other supers wanted to meet with Vitae and Wraith and Vindicator over the death of Amplify. So they thought it would be a good idea if Vindicator laid low for a while. And so he took off into the night, leaving Vitae and Wraith behind. Let me come back over here. One second. It is the next day. Can you see that?
yes.
Yep.
Alright, let me okay. It's the next day. You both roll out of bed. One second. And find each other at the breakfast table, even though Wraith has a hard time eating. And you guys can kick it off as the day after your successful mission for the Sangre Benditos and what you would like to do next.
Hmm. I think Madison has been kind of hovering around Wraith as he messes with those encrypted drives that they found, offering advice that has no relevance. After a while, she settles down with her own phone and keeps going back to those messages from Dustin Westover, wondering exactly what he means by Warhawk and thinking of all the memories that dredges up. She starts to respond a couple of times and then finds an excuse to distract herself. But eventually she does sit down, in a quiet corner and tap out a response.
What does she respond with?
It's me. What are you talking about? What did you find? Question mark.
There's a bit of you don't have a automatic response. Um, and Wraith, what are you doing?
So Wraith is kind of nursing a cup of coffee. He's given up even the pretense of drinking it now. It's just not worth the way he feels afterwards. So he just has it there and just kind of inhales the coffee scent every so often. And he's been there sort of typing commands into a terminal, and as soon as Madison goes over and is engrossed in her phone, he surreptitiously puts his headphone on and goes back to the YouTube tutorial on decryption that he was looking at before, and finding he's very much out of his depth, but he's getting a kind of shape of the kind of things he needs to do. So he's working on it, but he's trying to hide the fact he's learning as he goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right now you're just kind of trying to figure out what to do with this thing and all the files that you have. Um, and finally, Vitae, you get a response. Seems like how to. It seems as though if you could potentially judge excitement from a message, this would be it. And it says, "Yeah, great. Can we meet up and I'll tell you."
She's immediately filled with dread and suspicion. Someone from her past looking her up is almost always bad news, but she bites her lip and realizes that if she wants to learn more about what he knows, well, she doesn't know much about technology, but she does know that things that you say over the internet are not secure. And so meeting in person may be the only real option. She taps out, where are you? Question mark. You don't know where I am, do you?
Oh no. Sorry. A few minutes later, you get, "Oh no," and then an exclamation point. "No, I don't. Um, could you give me your address and I'll fly out there and, well, maybe you're close by. I don't know."
Where are you?
"Oh, I'm in Connecticut."
Yeah, she says, fly out to LA, contact me, and I'll arrange a place to meet.
He gives the dot 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 and says, "Maybe you should come out here. If you're gonna go after War Eagle, this is closer. He's in New York. I could help."
She thinks about that for a minute. And then just responds, that might be best. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. And then just kind of puts her phone away for a bit while she's thinking. Making any progress? She kind of calls over the room.
Wraith doesn't notice for a second and then kind of starts as he realizes she's talking to him, and seems to kind of click on something on his screen and then take his headphones out. And says, yeah, maybe I'm getting there, I think. Yeah, this is very tough encryption. It's taking some work.
You know, we got some samples from that lab, but I'm not going to be able to do much about it unless I get some more sophisticated equipment. Well, any equipment, really.
Where can we get stuff like that?
I do know people in the medical industry. I might be able to get in touch. Also, I may need to go to Connecticut.
What's in Connecticut?
She kind of fiddles with her phone. There's somebody from before I came to LA. I helped him, and, well, I helped him too much. People noticed, and I had to leave. But he's been trying to get in touch with me since, just... Anyway, he finally did. It's that Dustin kid. I don't know if you remember me mentioning him. Anyway, I'd ignore him.
Shrugs.
I mean, there's no good ever comes from dredging up the past in my experience, but he mentioned someone I knew from a long time ago. Maybe the one person from that time that I might have called a friend. Someone who's been missing for a very long time. He says he knows something about him. I don't even know how Dustin knows it would mean something to me at all. It could be a trap, but I don't know. I feel like I owe it to War Eagle to at least find out.
Right, when you going? I can come too.
Well, I guess there's no time like the present. Oh, gosh. I guess flying would be difficult. I've got ID, but I don't know how much scrutiny it's gonna pass muster with. Might have to drive. It's a long drive. Well,
I mean, I can get on a plane, no problem, but yeah, I know what you mean. If you're not sure, it's better to play it safe, right?
guess I'll take the van in and get an oil change and hope it makes it all the way across.
I mean, how far is it?
Connecticut?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really got used to all the distances out here yet.
I'm gonna guess 3,000 miles, but I'll have to look it up.
Several days at least.
It's about a 2-week drive, really.
And Wraith just kind of looks, goes, bloody hell. 2 weeks drive. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty big here. Well, if it is, right?
I guess there's trains.
Oh yeah, that'll be faster, right?
Yeah. I think it might be. Maybe you can find out how to get tickets to a train.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. Pulls up Google. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you're easily able to get an Amtrak tickets if you wanted. Google also tells you it's 43 hours of drive time, almost 3,000 miles.
Yeah, Wraith only recently arrived in the US, so for someone from the UK, that's a crazy distance to drive.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely up for getting train tickets. So yeah, he'll get those online then. Is he getting anywhere with the decryption? Excuse me.
You're trying to decrypt the PC right now?
Yeah. So I guess he's probably got cables. He's probably taken out the hard drive and he's got cables coming across from.
Go ahead and give me a. You can give me a hard hacking check.
Okay. So
Hard, I believe, is 30 something. Let's see. 37.
Okay, I don't think he's going to make that. Let's see. Additional mod 0 chips. Oh wow!
Wow, what a roll!
Got very lucky
It's
there.
a good roll. Yeah, you plug into the hard drive and you're kind of expecting. One sec. You're kind of expecting the hold on, guys. 1 second. Sorry.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. I'm back. Yeah. So I was talking into the mute. So yeah, you are able to hack it. You kind of expect that maybe what you're going to see is that your machine gets corrupted as it did before, right? With the
Mm.
VM. However, it doesn't. Your tool that you're using on your PC, you're trying a new hacking tool that you got off the internet, and you are able to get in. You get a Linux prompt.
Oh, excellent. I'm just going to start looking through for files. Anything, first of all, anything that I can understand, and then if there are multiple, I'd start looking for stuff that's
Yeah, just
relevant.
give me a sysops roll real quick to see how well you
Sure.
do.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that you're able to you start finding the directories, kind of how it looks. You see that there's a bunch of directories that say uh, that basically have numbers. It looks strange. The top one is a actual has a it it's US-SC-E. You don't know what that means, obviously. And underneath, you see a bunch of directories um, that are just numbers and letters combined. They all have the same amount of them. You're able to figure that out, but you don't know what they are really. When you go into them, you see that there are files in there with you try to open them, but unfortunately they are encrypted with a private key, so you would need the public key to get into them, or you would have to do further hacking.
Right. All right. So yeah, he's going to be looking around um, and he'll kind of explain this to Madison of like, oh, I've got through the first layer of security, but there's more. Um, I can see some stuff, but it doesn't really make much sense. I'll keep working on it.
All right. At first she looks skeptical, like looking
Are you
over his
lying?
shoulder.
Yeah, he wants it to sound really professional.
Uh, but then she shrugs and says, well, it's going to be a very long train ride. I think you'll have plenty of time to work on it.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I don't even need like Wi-Fi or anything. Except he
Yeah.
actually knows he does because he having to Google half the stuff he's doing. But yeah, it's fine. I'll be good.
She'll get on her phone then and she'll tell Dustin, I will be in Connecticut on this day by the afternoon or whatever the train's going to get in, but she won't tell him that she's coming in on the train.
hmm Yeah, he's like, oh, cool, you can come to my apartment. And he sends you the address. It's in Hartford. Um, yeah, he seems and then actually, was it an email or a text? They said he sent you. I think an email, right?
I
So
think an email, yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't call you right away. He does say, "What's your number?" in one of the emails, so I can talk to you. That would be easier for communication.
She just says, I would prefer to speak in person. And that's it.
Yeah, he responds, "Oh, me too." Smiley face, heart, smiley face.
Oof.
She rolls her eyes like dramatically at it and says, I'll be bringing a friend.
He responds, "I look forward to meeting her."
She just shakes her head and puts the phone away. Well, this should be interesting. There's a Ricky in every city, I bet. So what time does our train leave?
And yeah, he looks it up and goes, I thought we'd want a bit of time, so leaves in 4 hours.
4 hours. And she just kind of jumps up and runs to her room and starts packing.
Yeah, he goes in with his headphones on and packs all his stuff in the bag within like 5 minutes because it's all he owns, and he's done. And then he comes out with it, puts his bag down next to him, and then he's just sitting listening to some music.
There's a ding dong at the door as your doorbell gets rung.
The bedroom. Are you going to answer it, Wraith, or not?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, he calls out, "I'll get it," and he goes out to the door. He's kind of taking he's still got his headphones around his neck, and he opens the door and looks out.
Yeah, as you look out the door, you don't see anybody standing there. You just see a small box, really, really beaten up cardboard box, and you see like a UPS truck out on the street, and somebody climbing back in. And a few moments later, they're up in the seat and driving off. You see that the box has an address on it, but it's just it's addressed to the kid.
And that's it. What, this address?
Yeah, this address. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were. And Race is kind of looks at that, and he's a little bit uncomfortable for a second. That thought someone maybe calling him the kid, and he thinks, oh, maybe it's Vindicator. And he didn't pick the box up yet, and he just leaves the door open and turns away and calls back to Madison. Anyone you've had staying here who might be called the kid?
She pokes her head out the door. I've never had anyone else ever stay with me, Wraith.
All right then. And he picks the box up and brings it in the house. Closes the door.
Yeah, it's not particularly heavy, but you do, as you kind of pick it up, there's something shifting in there. It's not packaged real well, that's for sure.
Right, it's just sort of sliding as I move it, not
Yep.
under its own.
Yes.
Right. It's not the classic.
Yeah, it's not a snake. It's not a snake.
Oh, yeah. Box contained wildcat would not buy again. Yeah. So he goes over to puts it down on the coffee table. He kind of pulls the coffee table up to his chair and puts the box down on there, and then kind of rips it open.
You rip it open and you just see something familiar. It's actually the gun that Vindicator had gone to get modified for you, and it now has a trigger and all that needed to be fired. There's a little post-it note in there, and it says, "Here you go." You kind of read it in his voice.
Nice. Ray sort of picks it up and goes, "Oh, you beauty." He comes in he kind of knocks on Madison's door, so unless if she sort of unless she actually says no, he'll walk in. He'll walk in.
Yeah, it's partially ajar.
He kind of walks in brandishing this gun. And kind of like, look at this, kind of waving it everywhere, and it's like, it's great, look at this, he did it.
She looks up from frantically folding clothes into a suitcase in incredibly neat, tight little lines, and looks irritated for a minute, and then notices it and kind of like steps back for a minute. Wait, is that Dr. Dream's gun?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's not all like electronic only now. You can use it in a normal gun.
Oh, well,
I need to find somewhere to shoot it. He's kind of like he's kind of rubbing his chin. Oh, I want to try it out.
No. Let's wait. Let's wait till we're out of the neighborhood at least.
All right. He looks a bit like you've rained on his parade, and he kind of sits down. He's kind of examining it. Sits down on the sofa again. Puts his headphones back on, but now he's kind of like examining the gun and looking at it, thinking, "Oh, it's so light. Look at it. It's so cool."
She goes over and kind of pulls one of the headphones away from his ears. Are you packed?
Yeah, and he kind of taps this duffel bag that's half full at best.
All right.
It's got everything I own in there. Got the it's got my laptop in. Yeah, got my phone in my pocket.
Clean
about it.
underwear.
Well, I mean, I don't really have a change of clothes anymore because I don't like sweat or anything. Seems a bit of a waste.
Okay. Well, if you get hurt and you go to the hospital and you're wearing dirty underwear and you're so embarrassed, don't blame me.
And he nods, and then as she kind of turns away for a second, you're pretty sure you hear him say, "All right, Mum." And then yeah, he's really wrapped up in this gun, and he after a few minutes of kind of toying with it, he puts it in his bag and kind of wraps it up and stuff. Wraps it up in his what spare clothes he has, which really isn't very much.
I think it probably takes a good hour to get ready, but after that, who knows how bad traffic's going to be. Madison would want to head over to the train station.
Yeah, by the time she's finished, he's engrossed in something on Netflix, and he wants to spend a bit more time finishing it off, and he's a little bit resentful that he has to go, but he does in the end.
All right, give me 2 seconds here. I'm assuming you are sharing a room on the train, or no? I guess it doesn't matter really.
Yeah. Whatever Wraythe bought.
Yeah.
Yeah. He may
It's
not
not
have
Dustin,
even thought
but-
about sleeping arrangements because he doesn't need
They
to
just
anymore.
got seats.
Yeah. Which will be fine for him.
One moment. There it is. All right. You head to the train station. It's actually not too far away. There's an Amtrak train station, and you are able to get on board. Luckily, no one's there to frisk you or anything like that, to see your gun. But yeah, you're able to. Wraith is going on normally, right? He's not going invisible or anything.
He was planning actually to go on invisibly.
Okay, you
because-
can. That's fine.
Yeah, because that way he can get his stuff on board. If he thinks that they have to like kind of punch a ticket or anything like that, then what he'll do is go on board, put his stuff on board, and then come out again invisibly. And then
Yes,
come back
because
on
you
with no
would. You
luggage
do.
and a
You do
ticket.
have to punch your ticket. So you do
Yeah.
that, and then you kind of circle back out, and then walk back up. Yep, you do clock your ticket, and we'll just retcon what I said earlier. And there is people, of course, patting people down, wanding people, that sort of thing, just like any mass transportation of this distance. So you are able to avoid detection in that way. You do find your cabin. We'll say you did have 2 separate cabins at the time. Well, I don't know. How much CP do you want to spend? Do you want to spend 1 each, or do you want to spend 2 each?
One.
I guess you're sharing then. Okay. So you do get on the Amtrak and you climb aboard. Madison, you do get a text, or not a text, an email from Dustin again. He says, "Excited to see you," and that's all you'll get from him for, well, of importance for a couple days. He will continually text you things similar to that, give you basically things about War Eagle that he knows, like, but not like it's very specific, right? That he's hopes that he's okay, things like that, but nothing like of specifics of where he is or anything like how he got there or how he knows anything like that. So, um, yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to do while you're on the train?
Uh,
I'll make another hacking roll if I can on those files.
Yeah, this one's going to be a desperate.
Yeah, because I don't have the key, so
Yeah.
it's just going to be shot in the dark just in case.
I think Madison's going to try to think of people she knows from her career who would have the right kind of equipment for analyzing the green goo or possibly helping her find, how to undo its effects.
Mm-hmm.
She had taken that ability that lets her use her knowledge for science.
Yep.
So,
You'll probably have to
so
give
maybe
me
a
a
university doctor,
Sure. So you want to make a science roll? Is that right?
How
Or-
about maybe a career?
Yeah, I was
sci-
thinking career. So what you're talking about bookmarks for sciences.
Yes,
This
right.
stuff
Well, I'm
science.
saying that she has the ability to analyze it, but she doesn't have the equipment.
Right,
So,
sure, I got you. Yeah, you can make a career roll.
okay.
And depending on how well you do, I'll let you know. 44 is pretty good. Let me see. I think that's not quite a desperate, but yeah, give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, you have. There is a couple people, older folk. Where did you stay? Have you been in LA for a long, long time, or where have you been
No,
staying?
only like maybe 3 years or couple years. And before that, she was probably, if Dustin's from Connecticut, that's where she would have been just previously.
Well, you're lucky to know that there is a doctor. He's a double PhD MD, and he's a researcher uh, at Boston. What is it? Not Boston University, but
Harvard.
yeah, Harvard. Sure, that sounds right. He is a um, professor at Harvard. He's very old at this point. He's probably actually retired. You haven't talked to him in many years, but he has to be at least 80, you figure. And he had
Yeah.
he had access to some pretty high tech stuff at the time.
Well, she'll try to find out if he's still listed as faculty there, basically.
Yeah, Wraith looks it up, and he's an emeritus. So it looks like he does have, with a little digging, you figure out that he does teach like one kind of like emeriti class a semester.
Cool. Okay. Well, she tucks that away for something to look into once they're able to.
Okay. Yeah, Wraith, you keep at it, but you're just without the public key. You keep looking at private key, public key stuff, and it's going to be very difficult without the key or a copy of the key.
Yeah.
To figure out what those are or get somebody or better equipment to do it. Um, You look up the thing for Harvard, and you know what Harvard's pretty sophisticated university. Maybe they have something, although they're not known for their tech. But MIT is not far away either, so there you go.
Oh,
Um,
excellent.
Someone invisible might be able to borrow some tech
That's true.
after
If you-
hours.
If he
He's
knew
a
what he was looking
supercomputer.
for. Yeah.
Carrie,
Oh, yeah.
I'm pushing the server rack out. There's nobody pushing it, but it's going now. Um,
Yeah. The haunted server room. Yeah.
this is really heavy. I need somebody stronger. Yeah. So eventually you do 4 days pass, and you get to Hartford, Connecticut. Um, you have not told anybody that you're going to be here besides Dustin, and you're supposed to meet him in a couple. Well, we'll say around 5 p.m. and it's like 11 a.m. right now.
She has his address,
Yes.
so I guess. Um. Well, we have some time to kill. Should we maybe scope out his place and make sure that this isn't more than it seems to be?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. And he says, yeah, I mean, we've got the address, right? So we can just Uber over somewhere close and then walk the last bit, and I'll check it out.
So I guess that's the plan: is
Mm-hmm.
pick up a bite to eat for Madison, and then Uber over there and give it a subtle surveillance for an hour or so, and make sure there's nobody suspicious who seems to be watching and waiting for our approach, or something strange that stands out.
Sure. Yeah, you get to the apartment building. It's actually, from the outside view, it looks quite nice. There's a bellhop. There are, looks like very established people going in and out. They have, it looks, you met Dustin. He was, from what you knew, not particularly well off, just a normal person. But this, from your experience, both of you, is a pretty ritzy area to live.
I know that he was being recruited into professional sports, and perhaps he actually ended up making it. He certainly couldn't have afforded this before.
Well, I mean, that's one reason.
Right. That's one reason.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing is if it's suspicious, well, Look, maybe I could go up there, just, quiet like, and he taps the side of his nose.
Madison bites her lip, and you can tell that she looks a little bit, worried. And then she says, well, all right, but be careful and don't take any unnecessary risks.
He nods. He goes, yeah, it's fine. I got this. And he puts his bag down next to her, and then he's got his phone, but apart from that, all this other stuff's in the bag, and he puts it down next to Madison, and then he looks around, makes sure no one's watching, and then just vanishes. And he'll basically walk into the apartment. If he can, he'll just sort of tailgate someone, but if not, then he'll become insubstantial as well, at least till he reaches the lift. And then once he's actually in the elevator, he'll become substantial but invisible, and go up to the right floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, eventually you make it up. There's nobody going. Well, I would say the bellhop's right there, but he's not opening the door. People come in and out. You're able to find a way in regardless how you do it, and you do so. and you head all the way up to his apartment, which is on actually not the penthouse level, but the one right below it. And the door is there. Are you gonna walk inside?
Yeah, I'll just kind of examine it first, and then leave the door how it is, maybe, and just poke my head through the wall.
Yeah, you poke your head through the wall and you see who you assume is Dustin, a young man sitting on the couch. Let me just swing you over there. He's sitting on the couch. You hear the kind of the noise of the TV crackling. He's watching, Sports Center, ESPN. They're going over some highlights of the, I guess it's March, so the NBA playoffs. And yeah, he's sitting there on the couch in his underwear. He's got a drink next to him of some kind. You don't know what it is. It's black, and he's just chilling on the couch for now. You don't see anybody else around.
Has he got a phone anywhere visible?
Oh, yeah, there's a cell phone on the table in front of him.
Okay, so what I'll do then is I will first of all go into like his bathroom, and then I'm going to knock over something that will be loud. And then I'll become substantial, knock it over, become insubstantial again,
Yep,
and just
yep.
walk back the most direct route. So as he goes to examine that, I'm just going to basically steal his phone and walk out with it.
Yeah, he gets up and he's like, "What the fuck, man?" And he walks in there. Give me a stealth roll just to make sure.
Yeah. So, I get bonuses on stealth from the invisibility, but I can't remember that's. Let's have a look. So, actually, I should do it from the macro. Physical stealth. Can't remember how many benefits I get. That's without benefits.
They just get a negative to their roll.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's sight. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's fine. He that's you might want to tick up and down on your stealth just to fix that and roll another d10. It doesn't really
Oh,
matter anyway
okay.
though. But he doesn't hear you or notice you in any way. He comes back. He's in there for a minute. You grab his phone and head out the way you came. And you hear him just as you leave, kind of walk back in, sit back down, burp.
Yeah, so I'll head out with the phone and basically make my way back down, take it back to Madison.
Oh, anything unusual?
Well, I nicked his phone, so I thought we could have a look.
Oh, yes, and she doesn't move to take it from you, but she just starts looking over your shoulder, kind of. It's different from mine. Make it go to messages.
Is it unlocked, the phone?
No, it has a password on it.
So one thing that Wraith will know from his Googling is that loads of people use very common codes, so he'll use a few common codes and see if he gets lucky.
What are you gonna use?
Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
yeah,
that does not
digits,
work.
those kind of things. And then like if Madison knows his date of birth or anything like that, then
Yeah, she does know his date of birth.
Yeah, none of that stuff works, Wraith. When you're kind of on it and you hear a beep, beep, beep coming from the phone.
Is it doing anything obvious?
Boy, I would have to think of what an iPhone does. No, it does, no, not really. You can give me a sysops roll though.
Okay.
If this is Find Your Phone, I think Madison would know that because that's probably the one thing she knows how
Yeah,
to do.
that is what it is.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah, let's say. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, I think we probably realised that's what it is.
But he can't
Yeah.
hear it, obviously, so... But...
Yeah, so in that case, Wraith will just sort of sigh and just sort of say, oh, well, that was no use. That was worth a try.
Well,
He's sitting around in his underwear, though. He's waiting for you to come, and he's just sitting around in his underwear.
well,
I mean,
I'm not supposed to be here for hours, so, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know. Fella's a slob. And that seems a shocking thing for someone like Wraith to say.
Yeah, she raises her eyebrows.
And he's, yeah, well, there we go. And,
Can you give me a perception roll?
Yeah. Oops.
We'll just make it challenging. 29.
Perception. Nope.
Both of you.
Well, oh, both of us? Okay.
Mhm.
That's mental. No.
Yeah, you guys are standing there, and the door opens. Well, where are you exactly? Are you just outside
Probably
the building somewhere?
yeah, like maybe across the street. I mean, it depends on how in the city is, but maybe there's like a little coffee shop with tables or something.
Yeah, sure. You're in there, and the door opens, and you hear like, "Oh, what? This is weird, Madison." And you see Dustin standing there with his phone, looking at it. He's obviously done Find Your Phone and just went to the GPS coordinates. Yeah. He looks very surprised, though.
Yeah, she starts to stand up and then sighs and kind of gestures to another seat at the table, or we might as well go back to your apartment, I suppose.
This is weird. I'm looking for my phone. What are you doing, Wraith?
Wraith sort of goes, oh, I just found one. Is this it?
Give me a deception roll.
You're so good at that.
I guess it's not mental, is it? It's social. Okay. And deception. Not great.
Let me see here. Let's see. How about that? And yeah. Okay. Wow. That is my phone. Man, I haven't been in here forever. What the hell? I just had it like a couple hours ago. This is...
Oh no, I found it outside, not in here.
Oh.
I was just trying to see if there was any of those emergency contact things on it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's got my password. Anyway, thanks, man.
No worries.
Oh, wait, you're Madison's friend? He sits down.
Oh yeah, yeah. And he kind of reaches out and kind of shake his hand and says, "I'm Jim."
Oh, Jim. He looks at you kind of side-eyed. Man, where you guys come from, man? Canada, you're pretty pale, bro.
And James just sort of gives him half a smile, but actually just stares at him. It's like, haha, yeah.
Yeah, he
He
looks kind of... Yeah, go
He's
ahead.
got no reason to understand why he would look at him like that. But
Yeah, he is just looking at you very strangely. It's something with your eyes, or he just... yeah, anyway, it's really good to see you, Madison. Glad you you came over.
Yes, I was just going to grab a cup of coffee before giving
Oh,
you a
this
ring.
this place is not very good. I've got AeroPress recommended to me by a friend.
All right. Well, she looks him up and down, seeing as you aren't in your underwear. I suppose we can proceed to your apartment.
Yeah, I mean, I have underwear on under my jeans, but
I'll take your word for it.
And
And she'll
when
stand
he
up.
says that, Wraith's just looking at him, just shaking his head, and goes, "What was that? Just what was that?"
he's like, all right, well, come on, you
Got
Madison.
underwear
I mean,
on.
we're talking about some interesting things. I thought you might want to come in alone. Your friend can stay out here,
Oh,
go to the lobby downstairs,
Wraith and
hang
I,
out.
we
What?
work together.
Wraith? What kind of name is that?
I'm
That's
sorry, Jim.
Jim.
Yes.
Oh, I see why you
It's
call
a
him Wraith, though.
nickname.
Yeah, I see. You do look kind of dead, man. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's really funny.
He
again,
grabs
he's
grabs
just
you on the shoulder
thinking.
and squeezes a couple times uncomfortably,
And Wraith just kind of still looking at him, and says, "So we're going up to your place."
Yes, we are. And Madison just gets up and she starts walking in that direction.
Okay.
And Wraith sort of like gestures to Dusty, goes, "Yeah, after you, underwear boy."
That's a really weird thing to say, man. You don't wear underwear?
Why do you feel the need to say you do? I thought that was weird, right?
Because
You meet someone you haven't seen in years, and you just go, "I'm wearing underwear."
Well,
She normally.
she just said something about my underwear. I don't know. I mean,
No, you
She's
make
listening to
it
them
worse,
like
mate.
bicker behind
Mate,
her
you're
and
making
just
it worse.
shaking her head.
he just shrugs. He's like, I don't know, man. I mean, whatever. And he walks back and takes you up to his apartment again and throws open the doors. He looks kind of happy to show it off. Yeah, this is mine.
As they come in and shut the door, she kind of takes off her her jacket, looks for a place to put it, and says, "You seem to be doing all right for yourself, Dustin."
Oh yeah, not bad, not bad. A lot of business opportunities out there.
Such as? She says,
Oh.
finally, folding it neatly over the couch.
Import, export,
She narrows her eyes. That didn't seem to be in line with your previous ambitions.
Oh yeah, I jacked up my knee, sliding into second, and well, sports career was over after that. Got a bit of a gimp.
She just looks pissed. She says, "Really? After I fixed you, you went and..."
Well, I tried to get a hold of you. I couldn't find you.
"Well, I didn't fix you just so that you could break yourself again."
Well, I can't help it. I'm an aggressive player. I slid into second, and I'm not actually very good at sliding, truth be told, and hit the bag too hard and jacked up my knee.
All right.
I mean, you
All
could
right.
hit. I mean, I'm still in my prime if you want to hook me up.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'll take a look at it in a bit.
Oh, sweet. Here. And he starts, he's like, these are kind of skinny jeans, but I'm going to have to take them off. I mean, Dr.
No, well, let's first get down to brass tacks. I mean, I came here because you said, honestly, Dustin, I think you're a great kid, and
Thanks. I think you're pretty swell, too.
I was happy to help you earlier, but I really, really value my privacy, and I'm not sure I would have gotten in touch if you hadn't said something about War Eagle. How do you know that name, and how do you know that I would know something or be interested in that?
Well, my import-export business, to be honest, got a kind of a broker of stuff and things, and, well, one of my contacts, he had your number, and he said that you would be interested in, I don't know, seeing this war eagle, whatever it is. I don't know if it has something to do with Auburn University, or I'm not sure. But anyway, it's it's at his well, he like lives in a mansion, but it's got a bunch of antiques there, and I think he's looking to sell it to you or try to get more information, maybe authentication on it, something like that. Yeah.
Your contact?
Yeah.
What do you know about this contact?
Oh, he's a pretty cool guy. Thurston Hughes, Professor Thurston Hughes. Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
No.
How did he say how he knew me?
Oh, did he say? I'm not sure actually. I don't think so. He just knew that I knew you, and he said he knew I was looking for you. Well, I think I probably mentioned it to him, you know, the one that got away and all that. And yeah, I mean we're pretty good buds now. I mean he's pretty old, but you know. Anyway, I think I mentioned it. You know, I said that you healed me up, and it was incredible. It was not surgery. You know, it was the thing, right? And yeah, and he seemed interested in that. And I don't know, a month or two later, he gave me your email address and said that I should contact you about this War Eagle thing, that you might be interested, because he sells things, and then I do the footwork for him. And look, I mean, he pays me pretty good.
Yeah. She's thinking hard, and her fingers are laced together to keep her hands from shaking. You say he's an old... Oh, no. No one from back then would be alive.
He's pretty old, yeah. I mean, I don't know, 80 maybe.
Right. 80. That's fine. 80's fine. Okay. So how are you supposed to get in touch with this Thurston Hughes?
Oh,
Do you know where
I
he
can call
lives?
him. Oh yeah, upstate New York. I've been to his mansion a couple times.
Well, maybe we should just show up.
Oh, well, he knows we're coming. He assumes I'm supposed to take you there in the next day or two. We can take a quick flight up there. He'll send a helicopter to grab us.
No.
What do you mean?
No one's grabbing me. And
sorry. I mean, not like literally grabbing. He's just gonna send a helicopter. We're gonna get in it, and his pilot's gonna take us to his house.
Sounds pretty cool, I've got to say. Actually, Wraythe has been, giving this guy the pretty unimpressed looks all along. But now he's talking about helicopters coming. He's like, actually, maybe I could get along with this guy after all.
Yeah, it's just like an hour and a half flight. It's You ever been in a helicopter? It's sweet, man.
No, I haven't actually. Yeah, I think
your friend's into it.
Yeah, come on, Madison. I mean, someone's going to all the trouble of sending a helicopter. I mean, right? Seems rude.
Wraythe, you might know Madison well enough by now that looking at her, she's trying to be expressionless, but she's scared. I don't know if you would have enough intuition or to recognize it.
Yeah, good question. That's not really...
You could do a read person to see, but...
Yeah, let's give it a try.
I would say a 29 would be okay.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
He may realise something's
that she's uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's just something odd. So he'll quiet down a little bit and just go. But I mean, it's up to you, right?
I mean, if we drive, it's going to be like 5 hours.
All right, he can send his helicopter, but only the pilot, no one else. If there's anyone else in the helicopter, I'm not getting in.
I don't think there will be. I don't think so. Okay, that's... I don't really... Well, I'm going to be there, and your buddy is coming too, I guess, right? So, I mean, the three of
Oh
us and the
yeah,
pilot, right?
yeah.
Right.
She doesn't fly anywhere without her business associate.
All right, well, that's
He kind
cool.
of indicates himself.
Yeah, anyway, well, let me... I'll text him, and we'll get going. He'll probably be here in like an hour. We got some time to chill. He's probably not expecting us till later today, obviously, but I don't think that'd be a problem. He flips up his phone and looks at it, and it unlocks automatically. And then he just goes to texting, and then waits for a second, and there's a reply. It appears, and he nods. He's like, yeah, it's all taken care of. We'll meet him at the pad in about an hour.
Oh, the pad?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
the
helicopter pad.
I
It's
see.
across town. It's fine. I'll drive us there. We could take an Uber or something.
She nods and then gets up to the kitchen to get herself some water, and she kind of tries
Oh.
to get Wraythe's attention.
The AeroPress. Let me go. Yeah, I'll get it going for us. Good
Yeah.
coffee. He goes and he gets it out and he starts working with it, leaving you guys kind of alone.
Yeah, Madison, kind of scoots closer to Wraythe on the sofa and, whispers to him, I don't know how anyone would know about my connection to War Eagle. Everyone involved in that should be dead. And if they're not dead, I'd like to make them dead.
You never did tell me the story. I mean, I've been waiting for you to kind of like volunteer it, but you're obviously not going to. So come on, spill. What is this, War Eagle?
Not time for the whole thing. It's just, you know how you got the way you are. And some people these days seem to be more and more born with their gifts.
Right.
Well, I wasn't. Well, at least I don't think I was. I don't even remember anything before I was in the hole. But some scientists, they made me the way I am. And they kept me there for years. Just teaching me to use my powers. It was some sort of government effort, some sort of black ops. And I wasn't the only experiment. There were some super soldiers, but they were sent on, various missions. But I was never allowed to leave. I don't think they would have ever let me go. I was unique. And anyway, War Eagle, he always told me about what was out there, and he seemed like he wanted to help me.
Was he one of the super soldiers then?
Yeah, yes he was. To some degree, I think he'd been brainwashed enough that he believed in their cause, but he was always kind, and I think given time he would have done what he could to help me. Anyway, he wasn't there when I escaped, and so I didn't know what happened to him. I assumed maybe he died on a mission, as, well, my main responsibility was healing these super soldiers when they came back, and I wasn't there anymore.
So you were saying everyone should be dead. I take it this was a long time ago then, right?
She says about 75 years ago.
Jesus. Wow. Right. Okay. Yeah.
But,
So
you
this
know,
guy was 80 then, yeah, he could have been... He was
Yeah.
pretty young at the time though, right?
I don't think he could have been there. Not if he's really 80. But still, the government has a long memory of just promised myself I was never going to end up in a cage ever again. I have to be in control of my own life, and just... Well, it scares me to take a risk like this.
Yeah. Well, look, you don't have to if you don't want it. I'll understand. I mean, you know, it's you're here for news of your friend, right? Maybe that's worth a little bit of a risk. I don't know. It's your call.
Well,
You get to make it.
she's quiet for a minute, and then she kind of nods to herself. I'm here. I guess that means I've already decided to take that risk.
And he nods.
Can't run forever. I thought maybe you could, but... She shrugs. These days, I don't know if it's even possible, so maybe it's time to stop trying.
Will you give me a 3d10 keep 3 for haunted? And then you can roll your fortitude. Or I can roll it, it didn't matter.
Yeah, would you... I
Sure.
can roll my fortitude.
Yeah, you can roll your fortitude. I'll do this. You only gotta beat a 10.
Okay.
Should be easy.
There we go.
Very bottom. Yep, you're able to keep it together. About that time, Dustin comes out and he's got 3 thermoses of coffee. He's like, "All right, let's go catch a helicopter, huh?"
Madison stands up, and then she nods, and she kind of looks over at Wraith, trying to smile bravely, I guess, and says, "Well, it looks like it's time."
Yeah. No worries.
Oh, actually, that's a 60. Hold on, I just want to make sure it's actually... I didn't roll enough dice. Because you're PL3. That's still not going to be 9. It's actually a 21. Okay, it's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, good.
So I think we head to the helicopter pad.
Yep. Let's take 5 minutes real quick.
Okay.
I just gotta download a picture of a helicopter. I'm ready whenever you guys are back. Yeah, I'm back too. Let me see. Duplicate. You step into the helicopter. Well, first he drives you across town. He's got a pretty nice car, uh, and he takes you across town. There's a helipad there. You're not sure where this thing, where you are. You kind of drive outside of the town to this place. Um, it's really more of an airfield, and it sits down. He parks on a little driveway nearby, and there's this helicopter. Um, Unmarked. There's no business logo on the side or anything. There's as you get closer, Madison, you're happy to see there's only a pilot in there. Dustin kind of crouches down and uh, goes up to the helicopter and climbs on board and turns around, smiling, waving you to follow him.
All right, you okay? So it's Wraith looking at Madison.
Yeah, she seems to be having a hard time, like, making herself approach the helicopter, but after a minute of just kind of standing there, she starts moving woodenly toward the helicopter, suspiciously examining it on the inside, and then finally climbing in and sitting down, posture very straight in the chair, not looking relaxed at all.
Before they got in, Wraith would have been stopping for a bit and rummaging in his bag. What he'll actually do is get the pistol out and put it in probably his jeans pocket or something. Or if he's got a pocket in his hoodie, he'll kind of stuff it in there and hold it.
I figure that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Dustin doesn't see. He's kind of just... his back is turned at the time, regardless. And, if you guys get inside... the helicopter will begin to lift off. Dustin straps himself in. He's like, I can't believe this is your first helicopter ride. It's sweet.
Wraith does actually look quite excited at being in a helicopter. He's kind of staring out the window.
How about you, Madison? You ever been in a helicopter?
I don't think I have. No, I haven't.
Nice. Hey, so when we get back, are you gonna look at my knee? I mean, I've been shagging some flies and stuff. I still got it.
You've been what?
Oh, shagging some fly balls. Catching the balls.
You're what?
James is killing himself laughing now. He's absolutely creased up. And he goes, if I were you, I wouldn't have admitted that, mate, but whatever. And he's killing himself laughing.
Well, you don't sound American, so I don't know. What's your sport of choice? Cricket?
And he goes, well, at least I never have sex with my sporting equipment, mate. But, whatever.
Yeah, you don't know the vernacular. I get it. That's cool.
Yes, I'd be happy to take a look at it.
Oh, you want to do it now, maybe?
I mean, are you still wearing those tight pants?
Oh no, you notice is they're different pants and they have like a zipper across the thigh. It's like they're pants and shorts. I bought them for going camping, but I never did. So yeah, I can unzip. Watch, this is cool. And he begins to unzip the pants around his knee, and it like detaches into two. So he's got shorts, and like the pant leg of his pants are like around his ankle, showing his knee. You see there's various scars there from some surgeries.
Yeah, she takes a look at it. She kind of gets out of the chair and goes over and kneels down and to take a look at it privately, kind of happy for the distraction of, where they're going. Yeah, she'll take a look. She'll see if she can do anything to help.
Oh, you can definitely try. You've seen much worse than this, obviously.
All
This is
right.
like a torn ACL, MCL repaired type of thing.
Well, she's gonna first do her power that bumps her since they have a little bit of time, she'll do the power that bumps her attribute.
Transmute. I guess I haven't put it in your spells list. I
Yeah.
didn't know you even had it. Yeah. So just what is that shape? Just give me a shape roll. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's
It's in magic menu probably,
uh,
or power menu for you.
yeah, you are correct. Okay. Right.
Okay.
And then she'll let's see, I'll get in my character sheet and raise that stat up by 2.
What did you raise?
I believe it's empathy. Yeah. Which will help her with the healing and also probably make her very uncomfortable touching this guy's leg. Jeez.
Which leg?
The leg that's hurt.
He took some rhinos, so.
Oh no. There's nothing she can do about that.
Yeah, right.
She doesn't have
Help
a broken
me.
dick wand. All right, I can't get my character sheet to come up. I'm gonna refresh. I think it's just being a little buggy. Hold on.
While you're at it, I can bump your empathy. Just looking at it right now. So there you go.
Oh, okay.
You have 7 now.
All right, cool. Well, in that case, I'll just roll it off the power menu.
Sure.
Pretty good.
Yes, it has the look as you heal this guy's jacked up knee.
Yeah, the helicopter is kind of making everything a little bumpy, but she just kind of sits cross-legged on the floor of the helicopter and puts both hands, one over the knee and one over the shin, and closes her eyes and, feels the pattern of tissue underneath the flesh and senses where it's wrong and where things need to be corrected, reconnected, broken to be rehealed. And if you're paying attention, then you start to see the flesh subtly kind of ripple and shift underneath her hand as things move into place. It probably doesn't hurt, but it's probably not terribly comfortable as it's happening. But it really probably only takes, after she's focused for a while, 60 seconds. And then she sits back and sort of is a little out of breath.
Oh.
That should be right.
Oh,
I
that
don't
feels...
move it.
He does. He's flexing his leg and straightening. He's like, that feels great. Oh, man. He starts, twisting his leg a bit. Oh, he's like, that's where it really hurt when I would twist. Oh, that feels so much better. See, that's why I was trying to get a hold of you all these years. I know I'm doing all right, but, man, I would... Import-export business is something else, but, hitting a baseball, it's nothing like that. Just crushing one.
Shagging one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, how about you go fuck yourself, you weird-looking fuck.
Madison actually laughs.
James is just sitting there killing himself laughing. Yeah.
I think you two are going to be good friends.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah. He's still killing himself.
He gives you this smile. It's a bit, I don't know, it looks kind of ominous almost. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll be there pretty soon. Thanks, Madison. Appreciate that.
Can I try and read person?
You certainly can.
And he'll also give Madison a little bit of a nudge.
Yeah, she looks over at Ray.
Yeah, you don't know anything really.
What does Wraith do when she looks over at him after nudging her?
He seems to be sizing Dustin up. He stopped laughing and he's kind of staring at him.
All right, she's gonna look over at him too. Then, like,
You
she'll try
can
to-
do a read person, sure.
Wait, that's social.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Empathy.
Yeah, that's her strong suit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he wishes ill on Wraith very much. Yeah. You think he knows something that you guys don't, certainly.
oh.
Yeah, her eyes narrow for a minute, and then she kind of moves so that she's sitting close to Dustin and not Raid. And she kind of puts a smile on her face and says, "It has been really good to see you again, Dustin.
Yeah, you too. I don't know why you brought this clown with you.
James fakes blowing him a kiss.
He's been trustworthy. You know, trust is so important to me, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
You're trustworthy, aren't you? I'd be very disappointed to find out that you, that there were some surprises that,
Well, I have
that
no
you
idea what
hadn't
this
warned me
War
about.
Eagle is. I mean, he might try to take advantage of you and get a lot of money from more than it's worth. He just tells me their value, you know.
Mm-hmm. But what about this doctor?
What about him?
How did you meet him?
Oh, how did I meet him? That's an interesting story. Well, I had just finished my baseball career. You know, it was pretty much over. You know, double A washout from injury. Not really a good feeling, I guess. Then it was kind of weird. One of his, I was looking for you to help me with my knee, and I couldn't find you. And I kind of ran into one of his guys, and he offered me a job doing this kind of stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird because I've never done anything like this before, but pretty lucky day, honestly.
And, what did Dr. Thurston tell you he wanted from me?
He said that he wanted you to buy this War Eagle, or tell him. He said, well, that's what I guessed. He said he wanted He wanted you to see War Eagle. That's what he said.
And what are you getting out of this?
Oh, I get paid for making these kind of connections. Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I get to see you again.
Which has been absolutely delightful, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
But, just be careful. I'm sure there are some unsavory people in your business, and,
Oh, these antique collectors are son of bitches, for sure.
if he, does anything that makes me uncomfortable, well, I'm going to hold you and him responsible for putting me in that kind of a situation.
Well, I don't think he's going to.
Does he seem to be honest about that he doesn't think that Dr. Thurston is going to make her uncomfortable?
Go ahead and give me another read person. It's more like he hopes not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's no deliberate, like, maliciousness then she's getting from Dustin.
No.
He's just a shallow kind of dude. All right. She leans back, tries to relax a little bit, smiles as genuinely as she can manage, looks out the window at the, see if she can spot where they're headed.
Yeah, eventually you do see this place in the distance, and I will swing you over there. The helicopter lands in a field adjacent to this very large mansion. You see that there's gardens next to it. It's kind of in the middle of not a forest, but a wooded area for certain. You see there's a long pathway paved out of here through the woods or into a bigger road, not a main road by certain. You're not exactly sure where you are. Dustin never said where in upstate New York. You can look on your GPS actually and find out that you're outside, let's say Buffalo somewhere. Oh, near the Canadian border actually, near Niagara Falls.
I'm going to drop a pin in my Google Maps while I'm here.
Sure. And yeah, you land and Dustin hops out and he just begins walking towards the house.
Then we'll climb out, looking around with, she's obviously super on edge, almost twitchy. She follows. She kind of turns around and looks at Wraythe. She's kind of curious to see what he is doing in the situation, but she doesn't give any indication that she's gonna ask him to do anything.
Yeah. He sort of he's really looking uncomfortable. You get the impression that he really wants to become invisible. He doesn't like feeling exposed walking into a new situation, but he sees that the pilot can see them, and is there any part of the path to the house that's sort of obscure? Do we go past any bushes or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a fair amount of bushes. Dustin at this point is turned around and waiting for you as you're walking from the helicopter. But yeah, there's foliage all over.
Okay. Yeah, Wraythe will he'll walk sort of up to the bushes, and then he'll just call out to Dustin, "Look, I'm just going to go for a walk around the grounds. You can talk to Madison."
No, you
She's
can't
one
do
with
that,
business.
man. You need to come straight in, or they'll send
No,
the
I'm-
dogs out. They don't let people just run around here. There's too much money at stake. There's millions of dollars inside. Millions, if not more. You can't do that, bud. Or you'll have to get on the helicopter and just leave.
And Wraythe, he sort of looks at Madison, and then he's sort of like, all right. And then he goes to follow her again.
And Dustin's just standing there with his hands on his hips waiting.
Yep. So Wraythe's going to let Madison take her time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She makes it over there, kind of looking around the grounds, seeing if she sees people, and
Yeah, you don't actually. There's no, besides the helicopter pilot who's still sitting there for the moment, and Dustin, you don't see anyone outside. Dustin just knocks on the door a couple times and then pushes it open. Come on.
she follows him.
He goes inside. Wraythe, you're going inside too, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then as soon as they're inside, he'll say to Dustin, "Look, it's been a long flight. I really need to use the bathroom."
I just do? Whoops, sorry. One sec. Yeah, he looks at you. Yeah, just a second.
And he'll just say, "Oh yeah, I'll find it." And he just
No,
starts
man, you
walking off
can't
around
go
the hall.
walking around in here, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's fine. It's
He-
fine. And he just walks off, regardless of the protestations. And as soon as he's out of sight round the corner, he'll become invisible and insubstantial and make his way back.
He just yells, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Where are you?" Fuck. Now I've got to raise the alarm. Who is this fucking idiot you brought? I'm going to get in fucking deep shit.
Look,
This place is going to be covered with people looking for this motherfucker. There are millions of dollars in here. Are you trying to steal out of this place? That guy's going to get himself shot and killed.
he's not going to steal anything.
Then where the fuck is he?
He's protecting me, Dustin.
No. It's off. It's off. That's fine. This is going to be bad for him. I guarantee it. Now I have to raise the alarm.
Okay. Wraith reappears right behind Dustin. So he'll do it so he's doesn't actually appear right in front of him, but just appears right behind him and goes, "Wow, you're really wound tight, mate. I just wanted to go to the toilet. Fine, I'll hold it."
I could take you to the shitter, dude. You just can't take off.
Wow, it's just kind of creeping me out. You just want to follow me wherever I go. You wouldn't let me go around the grounds. You wouldn't go in here. I just want to let her have a conversation in private. And fine.
Now you said you wanted to walk around the house. Who are you going to talk to?
No one. Just gonna have a look around.
Yeah, you said
I was
you're
gonna
gonna.
walk around
You
the
said you wanted a
grounds.
private conversation. That's what
No,
you just said.
I said she was going to have a private conversation. I said I was
With
going to
who?
walk around the grounds, like the garden.
Oh, good
grounds
grief,
of the house.
boys. Let's talk to Dr. Thurston.
Fine. I wasn't even supposed to bring him here anyway.
Yeah, well, you weren't going to leave me behind.
You really wanted that helicopter ride, didn't you, pleb?
Oh, right now I really want to put a bullet in your kneecap, mate. But yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. Got a gun, huh?
Well, if I had, you'd already have a bullet in your kneecap, so you're quite lucky, mate.
And then you would be
Doctor,
dead.
Doc Madison starts shouting, saying out real loud, "Dr. Thurston, this is Madison Savage, and I'm here waiting for you, and I'm about to lose my patience with these young men. If I'm left waiting here much longer, I'm just going to leave."
You hear a elderly voice from a adjoining room. "Yes, come in. This way. All three of you. Well, Dustin, you can stay outside for now." He just huffs. He just points. The den is that way.
She heads over there.
All right. You walk into the den, and it's probably getting, later in the day, 5-ish, and the fire is crackling in the background, and you see this old man, kind of with a stereotypical pipe in his hand. You see he's just blown out some pipe smoke, and he turns to face you. He's looking at a book. "Ah, Madison Savage, and, well, I don't know your name, young man."
Oh, I'm James. Pleased to meet you, sir.
"Ah, James. Interesting. Well, sorry if you had any problems with my associate. He can be a bit vigorous at times, young Dustin."
Yes, I'm well acquainted.
"Wonderful, wonderful. Well, take a seat. Would you like some hors d'oeuvres, wine, coffee?"
She's staring at him. She's trying to imagine him younger. Like, she's just...
You can give me an
Very-
investigation roll if you want.
Okay. No, she just can't tell. She can't picture it.
That macro appears to be broken. Actually, you want to
Oh.
roll it from your sheet.
Okay.
Looks like I missed something in there, some special character or something.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Should be under.
Yeah, she doesn't have much in there anyway. She's not an investigator. Yeah, she got the same roll.
It must be messed up on the sheet. Then I'll fix it because it's broke. Okay. Just write that down.
All right.
You can do it by hand. I don't know.
A little bit better, but not much.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you can't picture him younger. You don't know who it is. Anyway, what would you like to drink? Anything? Hors d'oeuvres? I can have them bring it out right away. It is getting close to dinner time.
That's very kind of you. Dr. Hughes, do we know each other?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay. I'm ill at ease here. I'm not used to people knowing who I am and where I am, and quite frankly, I'm only here because of War Eagle. And so, not to be rude, but I'm going to I
You
don't
want to
need
see-
the nice.
You want to see where he goes, what you mean? Yes?
You have him.
Oh, yes. He was recovered some time ago.
Is he? Oh, then he's
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 in...
dead.
No, he's not dead. He's in cryo chamber.
Cryo chamber.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes, I want to see.
He's perfectly healthy. Asleep for, 70-some years?
I don't know. I lost track of him after. I don't know. Yes. Where?
Oh, downstairs in our laboratories.
She seems downstairs in a lab.
Yes, we could not keep him up here. People would see.
Right.
We want to keep him safe. Of course.
Of course. All right. Well, let's go see him then.
Oh, very well. He takes his pipe and takes another puff off of it. You, young man, you want anything to drink on our way down?
No thanks. Look, don't want to be rude, but I'm curious. Like, what's your angle with all this? What's in it for you? You brought us here and doing showing my friend her old friend, and he's kind of looking at her for kind of confirmation here and saying, but what's in it for you?
Oh, well, there are some subjects and antiques that I collect that I sell and trade, that sort of thing. But, you see, this one, he is... Well, I believe his cryo chamber is failing. I'm not exactly sure what will happen when it does. Will he come out of cryo sleep and be disoriented and murder me or my technicians, or will he die? It's hard to say. I do not know.
How long have you had him?
Oh, 2 years, I believe.
And how did you know about me?
Oh, that is an interesting and fascinating experiment we have been doing. Come, I'll show you. He's talking as he's walking. He's heading towards a kind of, you don't know where he looks like he's walking towards the wall, and he gets there and there's a candelabra, and he kind of pulls it down, and it opens a false door from the wall, and he like pushes it in, and he's like, there we go. Yes, you see, we have been able to harvest memories from some of our subjects that are sleeping. And we've turned them into data, the computers. And we very, very curiously found that you were in his memories. One of the last memories that he had was him being healed by you, and then him going off into mission, and well, there it gets a little fuzzy. For when you get put in cryosleep or injured, you do not have good memories this way, at least. I don't know what he actually remembers.
Madison seems a little bit relieved. Oh, okay, so you got the memory from him.
Right. Now your email, that was, well, we have people that do digital forensics, and they were able to find you. I don't know the details of that. Sorry. And
She nods.
he heads into this room, and you can see where this is like vastly lit by, something that looks out of the late 1800s. Inside this corridor going down is this fake light, ambient, fake light of a dark room being kind of lit as you go down. Let's see. These stairs. Here it is. Eventually, you go down these stairs, and on the sides are these kind of halogen lights shining your way. And you get to the ground floor, and it looks very similar. That's very lab like constructed in steel and metal, and very different from what's above. And he's slowly walking down the hallway.
As Madison's following him down the stairs, she's starting to, and they leave kind of the windowed area into this obviously clinical laboratory underground type settings. She starts to physically shake. I think this is probably another check against her.
Sure, go ahead. I'll roll it. Yeah, it's 6.
Yeah.
60, 10, keep 3, boom, boom. Got to beat a 21.
And what am I rolling?
42.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, it looks maybe not exactly the same, but the general feel, right, is something you're all too familiar with.
Yeah.
And he kind of points at things like, oh, this is where we breed specimens of algae that, just like random shit.
Her brain is completely blanking on everything he's saying. She's 100% focused on keeping it together.
Wraythe, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's following. He's partly fascinated by this place because it's so weird and kind of eccentric in a really kind of rich person kind of way. And but he's also really concerned about Madison. So he's keeping just one hand inside his pocket at all times, but dividing his attention between sort of peeking in windows and peering at things and keeping an eye on Madison.
Yeah, eventually you get to the end of the hallway, and he's like, and this is my favorite room in the whole lab. This is where we keep our live subjects. He says subjects, which might...
Yeah, and she just bristles at that, like 100%.
Let me give me 2 seconds here. You head into this room, and you see there's these kind of like these vats in the middle of it. There's a few men like walking about. They look like there's some sort of security detail. And Thurston walks in. He's like, "You see the one up there? That is War Eagle, I believe. And can you guys give me an investigation roll again?"
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, Wraith, you can if you want.
I can try.
Yeah, I would. You just might have to do it manually. I think the sheet is broke on it. Yeah, 10. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so it just must. No, yours is broke too. Yeah. I must have just. There's something missing. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. He says. You can go ahead and examine the cryo chamber if you know anything about those. Or maybe you just want to see how.
Does she see War Eagle? She's looking around.
Yeah, you see him right there. He's right. You should see the token even. He's in that one right there.
Did you bring me here to wake him up?
Yes. He will wake up soon, I think. And we can expedite that. Bo, I gotcha. You should have sight on Wraith now. Let me know if you don't.
Yeah, she just kind of walks up here and walks over to the tank and looks at it. Looks at him inside there. Does he look... does he just look like a frozen War Eagle?
Yeah, mostly. Mm-hmm.
She kind of reaches out and touches the tank, and she is just filled with all these memories and conflicting emotions about, that time so long ago. And are there other people in these tanks?
Yes, they're all full of people.
She starts to look around. Who are these other people?
Oh, others that have come my way. You may go look at them too, young man.
And she is kind of glancing at them, and she says, "And what are your plans once War Eagle is awake?"
Well, it's up to him.
And what about these others?
Some of them are very dangerous. Some of them, I'm not so sure.
She thinks about that some of them may be too dangerous to wake up. All right. We'll do it. Wake him up.
Well, we should not be hasty. I'll be right back. I need to get our lab technicians.
If their lab technicians have weapons, then they are not welcome while I'm performing my duties.
Well, our security personnel, and he points to them up there, kind of walking around, are the only people that have weapons in here that I know of.
All right, she says, kind of suspiciously.
Can everybody see?
Yeah.
I just wonder because Bo says he can't see. Hold on, let me, I'll just do this. Boop. Oh, your token's not attached to your sheet. Give me 2 seconds.
Meanwhile, Ray's kind of walking over and kind of looking at stuff on the shelves and stuff, but he's really kind of keeping an eye on the security guards.
Yeah, they just seem to be standing by passively. Can you see now, Bo? You can speak.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Magnus is not in one of the vats. So yeah, Thurston walks back out, and the door is like one of those that kind of locks automatically, just like swings back and clicks into place, and he leaves. Now, you're waiting for a couple minutes. And something kind of comes over you. You're a little. This place looks awful familiar in design. Not exactly, but man, you think that you're just looking at the vats, the back panel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, wow, this is very similar to the lab we went to in the warehouse. But that one was a lot smaller and probably not as, I don't know, fancy's the word, but looked as it looked more haphazard, like cables were over the floor. It was obviously a temporary, maybe a temporary or a quickly done job. But the configurations look so close.
Ray, does this all seem a little familiar?
Wraith is he'll make his way over, and he'll look around and say, yeah, like vats and stuff like that, and yeah, a certain doctor.
Yes. We know he wasn't, but he wasn't working alone.
No, I don't like this. Shall we get your friend and get out?
She
Yeah, go
she
ahead.
says, she's just whispering to him, do you see a way to get him out of the tank?
Well, you know how you got him out last
We
time.
just kind of shattered the glass, right?
Well, that and
Yeah.
you had the dude hit a button, remember, and it just kind of
Oh,
released
yeah,
them
yeah.
all. But I think actually Ray shot them all at but he was able to turn
I
off
was
the
by
things.
I was by Dr. Dream while he was pushing the button, but it was happening very slowly. So Ray,
Yeah, we were worried that they wouldn't survive, so I shot out the glass. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So I'll look around for some button.
yeah,
or
and in the
lever like
back it
that.
looks like a very similar console, for sure. Would you like to do a perception roll for me though, both of you?
Yeah, I'm watching the guards really carefully as she does this.
Yeah, they seem very nonchalant. They're just kind of walking around. Okay. Hold on one second. Yeah. Give me just 2 seconds here. Okay. Yeah, you do see the button in the back, or the console with various buttons, and you basically remember what Doctor Dream did. He hit a series of buttons, but it's coming back to you of what he did.
Yep. She's kind of whispers to Ray, I'm going to go push the buttons. I don't like this. See if you can keep the security's eyes on you for a minute. So can you
Oh, no
ping
problem.
where the button is?
Just back here.
I'm sorry, I'm not seeing the ping.
I'm sorry, I'm in Jim there.
Okay. Yeah, so she's gonna start walking around like casually looking at these, kind of waiting for Rave to head over there.
Yeah,
And like
so
she's walking around the back, and she'll make her way when she thinks they're distracted over there to start pushing the buttons.
Wraith is going to be looking at this load of canisters or whatever, and then he's gonna basically look down this wall, pick somewhere where there's stuff stacked on top, and then act like he's trying to take something out to look at it from near the bottom of the pile and knock over a pile of stuff.
Yeah, as you're doing that, one of the security officers says, "What are you doing?"
Oh, I'm just having a look, mate. I'm bored. My mate's doing all the work. I'm just here. Well, keep an eye on her. But what is this anyway? Oh, shit. As
It
goes
kind
everywhere.
of tumbles, just at your feet, and they're just like, "Shit, man!"
Oh,
And
sorry. I was distracted. You were talking to me. Oh, shit. And he starts just scrabbling around to get all the stuff.
yeah.
Is this valuable? And he starts shaking the boxes. Doesn't sound broken.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
As that happens, you hear this very, very light kind of thud on the ground. As Wraith, you kind of turn to the left and you see this. Well, there's no other way to really kind of describe it other than it looks dressed like a ninja, and there's a sword in his hand. And we're gonna roll initiative here. Let me make sure it is clear. Yeah.
That was surprising.
You didn't expect a ninja.
Or the Spanish Inquisition.
You should always expect that. Okay. Whew, not very good initiative rolls. Okay. Let's see. One benefit. Okay. The giveaway of the top-down maps. I'm just going to have to do like a top-down map for everything, and then you won't know. Alright. Find a grid you're next to and just put yourself in it. Okay. So Shinobi is first. He has quick movement, and he has speed 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's on you for free. That's from his ability. He gets to move 3 hexes times his speed for free if he goes first. So this guy just like in a blur is on top of you, Wraith. You couldn't even barely see him as he rushes you. And why you? It's your closest.
No, I said blimey.
And he just takes a big hack with his sword, and you're not gonna like this at all.
Oh, no.
2 benefits plus 11. Oh, 1 benefit plus 14. Yeah. Okay. $60.
Oh, my gosh.
Oof. Well,
You want to try to dodge or just use your base defense?
Yeah, I'll try and dodge. Give it a go.
That's not
34.
bad. That's not bad at all. So let's see. 60 minus 34. That's 26. Okay, 23 plus 10, 33. And do you have slashing armor on your arm?
Let me have a look. Probably not.
Yeah. Probably not.
Let's have a quick look. Gear. No, nothing on there.
Okay, you have 1 wound. I'm gonna set it for you. 33 slashing left arm. Slash left arm. Yeah, so this guy is so quick. He's on you in just a second, and he swings this katana, and it just like strikes you right above the elbow, and you feel pain like you have not felt since you woke up from your death. And the security guards are up. They are looking at you because they're right there, and they're going to shoot you. They're a minion of 3. They actually have snapshot, which is helpful in this. So when shooting into melee, lower the penalty by -3 instead of a hardship. So they're going to try to shoot you with their semi-auto pistols. They're just going to do a single shot.
Well, I've distracted them.
You sure
Yeah,
have.
yeah. Actually, they quick draw first. That's free because they have the quick draw ability. Just kind of to walk you guys through it. And then they're gonna shoot you. 3 benefits. Additional mods none. Hardships. Point blank or adjacent. 24. That's not. What's your base defense? Oh, that's all worked in. Haha. So it's 24, 34 damage minus 3 is 31. What's your piercing armor on your left arm?
None.
Okay. So 31 damage. That's another wound. Let me I'll do that. That one's also an injury because that's mortal. Wounds. 31. Left arm. Your left arm is having it rough. Yeah, so they shoot you in the shoulder, your left shoulder, and you are just feeling like you've never felt before. Like maybe you're about to die again, and you are not bleeding, but feeling quite terrible. And it is your turn.
Yeah. So I'm immediately going to become insubstantial.
Yeah, I figured.
Do you have regenerate, Wraith?
I do. So I think it's the end of this turn that I regenerate.
No, you do it right now. So it's your turn. So that's 2 interact action to turn insubstantial. So you can do regenerate against. You do it against the. You do it for 1 wound that you've suffered, and
Okay.
so you do it against the highest one, I think. So you need to make your what is it? A recovery roll, I think.
Mm-hmm. It's recovery.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay. Where are recovery rolls on here?
It's under endurance.
And it's versus the total LOS, like after subtracting his dodge.
Yeah, it's the wound LOS. So,
Yeah, the wound.
Mhm, which I think is 33. It's the sword strike.
Okay, combat. He said it's on. Oh, I make an endurance. Oh yeah, in recovery. Yeah, there we go. I'll see if I got any benefits on that. Give me a sec. Just don't apply wound hardships. Okay.
That's right. So you're going to want to roll it manually. I think if you do it from the sheet, or we can just add it back in. That's fine. That's fine too.
Okay.
Because it's just.
No, it says I don't suffer wound hardships.
Yeah, I know, but when you roll, it's going to do it automatically. I think.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
thinking-
Oh, yeah, it did. So go ahead and tick that down to 0 and bring it back up, and then roll another d10.
Yep. Let me do that. So was it?
That was high enough anyway, wasn't it?
It is. I mean, yeah, we can stop. That's fine. But it would be something higher. But yeah, you do heal that shinobi attack. Let me.
Nice.
I will remove that. Left arm slash is gone. That's gone. Wound penalty is gone. Back down to 1. Yeah. All right. Cool. Madison.
All right. So Madison was she had her finger on the button. I think she's going to use interact. I think she's going to continue.
Okay, you hit the button, and you hear like an alarm go off, and the chambers begin to empty or deactivate, that sort of thing. Wraith, you are up again after you go insubstantial.
Okay. Well, they can still see me, so I'm going to head over to here. Just what one?
Okay, you will take an
2, 3,
opportunity
4.
attack for doing that.
Yeah,
he
well, I'm
ha-
insubstantial. So.
Yeah, he has no idea, so he's going to actually use an opportunity attack. So he uses a 3, and it just goes right through. He had no idea. It goes right through you as it just slices right through your torso.
Nice.
Yeah. How much did you move? 3?
Well, I would say I was here.
You're
So
right now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4, okay. Yep. So that was nice. Good, Madison.
Madison whips around and kind of sees this shinobi figure with the swords. I think she's going to interact again with her big coach handbag and pull out that oil gun. So
Okay.
this is another interact for me.
Okay. Draw it. Okay, it is the security guards. Seeing that, they don't shoot at Wraith. They just kind of look a little befuddled, but they spin on Madison. Are they going to take a shot at her? They actually are going to do a rate of fire 2. Benefit. Hold on. Let me see what abilities they have. Always. They have keen. Fast draw. Okay, cool. So they are going to shoot at you. Zoom out a pistol. Benefits 9. Oh no, benefits 3. Sorry. Pistol. Damn it. 2, 3. I mean 3. Additional mods none. Hardships none. Medium range. -3 to this roll. So 25. Hit you for 25. You do you have any piercing armor?
I do.
On the leg.
Yeah, I've got Kevlar, so 8, I
8.
believe.
Yeah. So 25, 22 minus 8. That's 14. Plus 20. 34.
Okay.
To the
So
leg.
that's a wound.
Yeah, wound and injury. I'll set it. Wound, injury. Let me put it on your thing. You still got that one. Shot leg. 34. Okay. So they do shoot you, and it doesn't feel good. Yeah, right in the quad. Kind of makes you wince as they hit. And then it's Wraith's turn again. No, it's your turn, sorry. Doc.
I want to use the oil gun. I can't remember exactly. I mean, I've got it. It's a rank 2.
Yeah, it doesn't have any range, really.
Right. So, I mean, do I need... I mean, you don't even really have to hit anything but an area. So
It would be an interact action. Yeah.
okay, so that's what she's going to do. She's going to, hit whatever area she can in one turn.
Like next to you? Where are you aiming for?
She's aiming for, like, in front of these guys.
Oh, no, it doesn't have range. You can't... It's got to be right in front of you.
Oh,
It's
right
gotta
in
be
front of her?
or adjacent, yeah.
Okay. In that case, she's going to get... Those guys have guns. She doesn't want to be a target, so... She'll hope that they don't want to hit these things, and she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, move 4.
Okay. You could run, too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to run.
Yeah, figured. Okay. All right. It looks like it is the shinobi's turn. Boy. It's not really much he can do to Wraith, and he knows it. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's a run. So technically he can get there for, let's see, normally it would be 9. Cut it in half. That's 5. Cut it in half again. That is, no, it wouldn't be cut in half. It'd be cut in half and then half. 2 AP. Yeah, he just zips over towards you. Whoops. 8.64. Okay. It is the security guards again. They don't have a line of sight to shoot, so they're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They actually they'll go 6 and a run. Okay, Wraith.
Okay, Wraith is going to become substantial and shoot these guys.
Yep, you can do that. I think they're at
Okay.
medium range.
Okay, let's see if I can Hopefully I've got my sharp.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to roll my regeneration.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Or,
Maybe a 34. Recovery is under endurance.
yep.
Yep.
So I got that.
Yep, that's gone.
Okay. How many hardships am I taking? One?
It's already worked in.
Okay.
Your wounds and injuries are already worked in. Yeah.
And I guess put medium range?
Yep.
Okay.
5, 15. That kills one of them.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, they're running that way, and you shoot one in the back. And he topples to the ground. Madison,
It's
what are you
rude to
gonna
turn your back on someone.
As Madison runs over here to get away from the guns and the shinobi runs over, she turns and a grim smile crosses her face as she reaches out and says, "Big mistake." And she's going to try cellular disruption.
Okay. Just remember, no target.
No target?
Yeah,
Okay.
because target is for magic.
Okay.
52. He has got to roll what? Where's resistance? Recovery. Okay. That's a different one.
Recovery, not fortitude? I can't
I
remember.
thought it was fortitude too, honestly. But let me look real quick. I could have just entered that in wrong. What is this one really?
It's a blast, probably. It's damage.
Oh, then it's dodge, but I don't.
No.
8 other damage. No, that wouldn't be that one because that
What
one
does it
is-
say on my character sheet?
I think you put it in a cellular disruption.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
It's
saying
it's an essence. So hold on. If it's under essence, it's definitely not blast. Let me see.
curse is fortitude. I think we said that because it's essence. I mean, it's supposed to be. I don't know. I mean, it is written as recovery, so it must be based on something else.
I have no idea what
It's
it is.
aspect nature.
There's a it's this one. It's sickness.
Oh yeah.
Sickness. Okay, it is recovery. Yep, this one's recovery. I think that's good for you.
I'm gonna write that in my sheet.
23. So 52 minus 23. 52 minus 23 plus 8.
And no armor.
Yeah, no armor, no. 37. Let me see here. That's a wound.
Yeah, I'm sure we can't see the effect because Shinobi seems to be wearing a lot of armor, but muscle fibers just start tearing, ripping apart as Madison sends basically necrosis into her body or his body.
Yeah, he just
Physical entropy.
you hear this, "Ugh," and then he spins this katana back and just swings very hard with a reckless attack. So this is going to get transferred. So it's going to be 2 benefits plus 17. No, 3 more. So the next one would be. I gotta figure this out because he's maxed. He's already got one odd one, so that would be even. So that's 2 benefits. The next one's gonna be. So it's 3 benefit. No, it can't be. What am I talking about? So. Okay, plus 20. 1 benefit plus 20. Okay. 87
Oh
or
my
84.
gosh. Well, that's going to be a wound. I mean, that's a dodge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
84. Bloody hell.
yeah, and that's a terrible roll on dodge.
Okay.
So that's probably a death save.
Yeah, it would be knocked out, right? But 73 plus 10, 83. You don't have slashing, so 83. Okay, hold on 1 second. Yeah, go ahead and give me a death save. You're gonna want to do it from the sheet because, or no, you can do it from here. I think it won't have your wound hardships in there. Yeah. 1 second. I'll tell you what happens. I'm gonna just do this. Sword strike. 83. What was that? Your torso? Okay. All right. This guy swings, and it cuts you across from shoulder to hip, and you feel just like this terrible sensation of like almost your chest cavity opening, and before you know it, you just crumple to the ground, and the sword wielder turns and looks to Wraith and says, "Give up, or I shall finish her. Throw down your weapon."
And Wraith, what's happening with War Eagle, by the way? Is he...
It's still taking time to...
Is Madison unconscious?
She can be laying on the ground, half conscious, so to hear everything, and you can't physically do anything, though.
She's just moaning, "Just kill him! Just kill him! Don't let them take me!"
And then Wraith will just smile and say, "Well," and then just immediately take a shot at the shinobi if he can.
Sure.
I guess he needs to maneuver, though, does he, to get the line of sight?
You could try to shoot through these things. I would give you probably a hardship to do so.
Yeah, because he just wants to kind of get the drop on him.
Mm-hmm. It is not your
so I'll
turn,
do
though.
that.
It is the Hughes. Actually, they're going to do what is it called? The override thing, where they're waiting to see what you do. So they go up to 14, and when you try to shoot, then they shoot. So I'll make pistol back at you. Benefits 2 this time. Additional mods none. Hardships none. Medium range. 17. That's a 27. You got Kevlar on your torso or no?
Yep.
Okay, so 19. That's an injury. That's just going to be an injury. Let me set it. Yeah, so they wing you as they take a shot, and now you can try to shoot with a hardship.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'm mainly just trying to play for time until War Eagle can defrost.
You could aim, because you've got
I've got...
several aims you could do.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to aim twice.
Okay, be at 11, then you can go.
Okay. So that'll be what? 2 benefits, 1 hardship, right?
Yep.
Yeah, just yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm.
2 benefits, 1 hardship.
Yeah, I think you're at medium range too. Yeah. Yeah, you shoot and you shoot the cryo chamber in front of you that War Eagle is in, and there's a spark, and it just like there's a alarm coming from that cryo chamber specifically, and what is playing? what is this song? It's like, wait. It's like, dee, dee, dee. Yeah, anyway. So
it's ironic music.
Yeah. And it just looks like something is not right. The tubes are still attached. And you're not exactly sure what happened, but
No, bugger.
not great. Yeah, it's the shinobi's turn.
I think his job's to capture us, not to kill us, so I'm hoping he won't kill her.
Yeah, you're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Run. So it'd be 10, 5. He's there in 2 AP.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got speed 3. Yeah, he zips over there and you can't really see him. And he's right there in front of you. And before you can even do anything, he attacks. Reckless attack.
Oh, by the way, before he does,
Mhm.
can I regenerate that second wound?
No. You can't. It's
Okay.
only the turn after can you regenerate a wound.
Oh, so if you take 2...
Yeah, if you
can
take
only
2,
regenerate
1
one.
sticks. Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And his base defense was -10 on that last shot, but you still missed. So, because his base defense was lower because he full attacked, but so he is going to attack with a full attack now. So it's going to be +20 like last time. Benefit +20. 70. Head strike.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. Okay, well, I'll try and dodge, but
29. So that's 41 plus 10, 51 plus 5, 56. You don't have? Do you have any armor on your head? I'm doubting it, right?
nope.
Yeah.
I've got a hoodie.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead and make me a death roll. Versus a 56.
Is that on the combat menu?
It is.
Okay.
That is, you have to beat it.
Oh.
But you rolled a 10, and I don't think it exploded, did it? I don't know. Let's see, because this might be a little different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, it did. It did explode because you
Okay.
only rolled 9. So yeah. Unfortunately, you don't quite beat it. Yeah, he slices you across the neck, and you just feel like there's no blood actually. You don't bleed. You're surprised, but you grab your neck anyway because it feels unsteady, and you just kind of topple to the ground. And the last thing you see, as you kind of black out, is the vision of this ninja standing above you. And then you hear this kind of, both of you hear this, this kind of computerized voice. Well done. Put them in the tanks. Terminate the current process. Another for our collection. Mm-hmm.
Except that War Eagle's tank is blasted apart.
Yep. And and actually, as the last thing that you see in the scene is War Eagle reaching up and grabbing the tubes and ripping them off. And
Dum dum dum.
Yep. That is where we'll begin next time. Let me set this wound before I forget it. That guy has less XP than you, and yeah.
Well, I think we're seeing how if you don't have a good defense against someone's specialty, you're fucked. You're just fucked. and that those extra points on power level 3 might bring a little more balance